What's better than a center build that gets 99 rebounding, 99 block, almost a 90 speed? How about one that can hit from the corner as well? This is by far the best center build on NBA 2K20 after patch 11. I'm about to show you how to create it. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to make you watch 10 minutes of gameplay before I show you how to make the build. I'm going to get right into it. All I ask is that you drop a like for me right now, man. It takes 2 seconds and it helps me out a lot. Now, those of you that have been around, you guys know this is my 99 overall Bill Russell build, my legend Bill Russell build. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. But first, for those that didn't see, I just want to show you what it's like when you hit 99.9 on this build. Then I'll show you how to create it. So as you can see, the attributes are ridiculous. The physicals are ridiculous. And the reason why I'm saying it's the best center build after patch 11 is because the meta has become pick and roll with a guard just speed boosting left and right around the screen. And your center has to be able to not only control the paint, but be able to step out and hedge on the guard, then sprint back down and guard the alley-oop pass. Has to be able to full switch onto the guard and guard the ball handler sometimes. There's so many little things about this build that make it the absolute most perfect build for comp scenarios in NBA 2K20, and we're going to talk about those later in the video. But without further ado, as you can see, 99 rebounding, 99 block, 87 speed. It's a ridiculous center build, man, and I'm going to show you how to create it right now. So obviously this screen doesn't really matter. All you need to do is pick the center position. Outside of that, left hand, number 6, Bill Russell. I just did all that because this is my Bill Russell build. But for those of you that are making this build or thinking about making it, obviously that doesn't affect the build itself. So let's move on and get right into the actual build. So the most popular pie chart to choose for the center this year, majority of the year, has been defending and shooting, the red and green pie chart right here. But as the year has gone on, I started to see, you know what, the pure red one would be so glitchy at center, so that's why I made this build. So pure red defense rebounding pie chart is what you're going with for this best center build, Bill Russell build, whatever you want to call it. Now the next pie chart, I always see people going with the ones that give them the most strength as a center, which yes, strength is important, but this year, as I said, as the year has gone on, the meta has really become that pick and roll, and your center needs to be quick to be able to guard it. Strength is important, and we will have a good strength on this build as you saw, but there's no reason to have a 99 strength. Like, you're not, unless you're planning on playing one-on-one court, and this is not a one-on-one court build, you don't really need that strength. People aren't really playing in the post that much. So here, as you can see, spreading out your attributes, very important. Do it exactly as I did it if you want my build, obviously, or alter it to your catering, whatever you want. 77 close shot, max out driving layup, driving dunk, and standing dunk, okay? Now shooting, we're going to come back to it in a second. We want to max the pass accuracy and ball handling. First off, pass accuracy, yes, break starter will help with the deep outlet passes, but also pass accuracy matters, so we max that out, and this build really throws nice outlet passes, which is really important in comp games to get easy buckets. Ball handling, so you, 1, don't get ripped as much, but also 2, you're very quick with the ball in your hands, especially if you're legend, you have gold quick first step on. Now, shooting, if you're a pro-am player, you want to upgrade this free throw a little bit like I did. I put it up to a 65, okay? Then after you get the +5s and we alter the height and stuff, you're going to have a pretty good free throw. If you're not a pro-am player, maybe you don't want to do it. Now, I am also a legend, as I said, so I knew I was going to have 11 shooting badges, so I decided to max out my three-pointer. Now, if you're not a legend, you're only going to have 1 shooting badge. It's going to be pretty tough to shoot from the corner, but it still is possible. I have seen people do it. But as a legend, I decided, I'm going to max out my three-pointer. Obviously, change that however you want. Now, down here on defense, as you can see, you get 95 block, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding. But remember, when you hit 99.9, you get +5 all attributes. So you don't really need a 95. The same thing up here with the standing dunk, you have a 95, but when we alter the height, that standing dunk is going to come down. Now, as I was saying, you don't really need 95 because you're not going to get a 100 rebound or a 100 block. So I lowered all these to 94. Then we get the +5, they go up to 99. By saving those couple attribute points, what I was able to do is max out perimeter, lateral, and steal. We're able to max out all of those by saving those last couple points. Now, alter this to your liking. Obviously, make it your build. Doesn't have to be exactly how I did it, but this is how I made my build. Remember, I will say one more time, I'm a legend, so I knew I was going to have 11 playmaking and 11 shooting. You might want to change that. Body type, doesn't matter. I chose built. Onto the height. In my opinion, you have 2 choices, 6'10" or 6'9". I've seen people with this build at 6'10". It is still very good. As you can see, you get an 80 driving dunk. So once you get the +5s, you'll still get all the contact dunks, all the good alley-oop packages, all that. But when you drop it to 6'9", you only lose 1 inch of height, but look at how much better your speed, your excel, your vertical gets, and you only lose 2 strength. Now, maybe some people would prefer 6'10", but I've seen some really comp Pro-Am players. I'm talking about guys that play for, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars in these Pro-Am leagues, have it at 6'10", and decide they want to remake the entire build just to go to 6'9". I'm telling you, that speed, that excel, it helps so much when you're guarding the pick and roll, hedging to the guard, getting back into the paint. Also, transition, you're faster, chase down blocks better. Also, switching onto the guard, that lateral quickness, the acceleration, all that, it comes into play so much in comp scenarios. That's why I'm saying for comp scenarios, this build is insane. I went 243 pounds on the weight. I just felt like I wanted to have that 80 acceleration. As you can see, if you put it up, you lose 1 excel. I just wanted that 80 excel, and that's the reason I went 243. Last but not least, we got the wingspan, and to me, you have to max it out. Do not do anything besides maxing it out. You are completely selling yourself short. The max wingspan is crucial. Takeover, rim, or glass. I really like glass, but I will say rim and lock takeover this year is glitchy because you can spam X in passing lanes and your takeover will not drop. If you choose any other takeover, for example, glass takeover, if you spam X in passing lanes, your takeover meter will slowly but surely go down. So you can't really spam, but I went glass takeover for this build. Obviously, you choose the one that suits you better. I got a little bit of gameplay here for you guys just to show you what the build is capable of for those that haven't seen it. Most of you guys that have been around the channel probably saw my legend Bill Russell video. That video actually got a lot of support, which I was surprised about because Bill Russell's not really that popular of an NBA player, despite the fact he's got the most rings of anyone ever. But besides the point, this build, as I said, for comp scenarios, in my opinion, is the best center build right now because comp scenarios, everything is pick and roll, left and right cheese. You can hedge the ball handler. You can switch onto the ball handler. Offensively, when you're setting screens with this build, your cuts are ridiculously fast. I mean, 80 excel and 87 speed on a center is ridiculous. 87 vertical, all the good alley-oop packages so you can catch lobs like crazy. You get all the contact dunks, big man and pro and elite contact dunks, so you can contact dunk on people as a bailout if needed. Every aspect of this build is just, to me, screams comp games. Whether it's 2v2, 3v3, 5v5 Pro-Am, this build is just perfect. The one court, if you're a one-on-one court player, this is not the build for you. 2s, 3s, 5s, it definitely is, especially 5s. 5v5 Pro-Am, this build is becoming more and more popular in the comp leagues. You know, those leagues, like I said, WR, where there's $6,000 on the line. You know, you win it, your team wins $6 grand. People are using pure reds. I saw the finals was actually yesterday or 2 days ago, and there's a guy playing center on a 6'10 pure red pie chart. And as I said, he decided to remake the entire build the next day just for 1 inch. Kept everything the same and just dropped it to 6'9 because he wanted more speed. As I said, you're not really playing really big centers this year. That big center stuff is basically dead. The only people who use 7'3 centers are post scorers on a 1v1 court. Every other game mode, it's 6'10, 6'11, maybe 7 foot. But as you see, the NBA is transitioning to small ball, and it has really hit 2K as well. You're not, even if you run into a 7'3 center, you'll still hold your own. That is not a concern. But I'm just saying, you know, if you're going against a 6'11 glass lock, you have the advantage in every category with the exception that he can shoot the ball better than you. All defensive, all rebounding, all paint protection, all perimeter defense, all pick and roll defense, finishing around the basket, alley-oops, everything is better on this build. The only thing he has on you is shooting. The thing that really sets mine apart is the fact that I'm a legend, so I have a 52 three-pointer and 11 shooting badges, meaning I can hit the corner 3. Sometimes I can pop from the top of the key and hit it. As you saw in some of these gameplays, I was shooting mid-ranges without even upgrading my mid-range and greening them. The way 2K20 has gone, what the meta has become, if you're playing comp Pro-Am or comp 3v3 or anything, even just regular park, this is the best center build to play on. A lot of people were asking for this full build video, so I decided to drop it and show you how to create this build. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Please, if it did, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll talk to you all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.